Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. Hey, this lesson just gonna be going into not trusting in your enemies. You got a lot of, the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, as well as the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negroes that still trust in this devil, despite the history, everything that's going on, everything that's been going on. They still trust in their enemy. They trust in their oppressors, and hey, they're finding out the hard way. So we're just gonna play this video.
Incident has caused him to reflect.
Definitely, because like I say, I was Trump supporter. I voted for Trump last elections, but because I thought it was gonna be the things, like be pointless, like just go against criminals. Not every illegal Hispanic looking like that. They will assume we are illegals.
So, do you think that's what they're doing now?
That's what they're doing now. They're just following Hispanic people looking like.
So, hey, this guy, he's a legal citizen apparently, because he got stopped by ICE, and he's saying, "Oh, I voted for Trump because I thought that they were just going to be going after criminals," because that's what they're saying. Oh, they're just going to be going after criminals, not realizing that they look at all y'all as the enemy, as every one of us, me included. They look. I mean, just because I speak English or whatever, but you're the enemy to them. You're the sons of Jacob, the sons of Israel. This devil hates you. This devil Esau Edom, he has a hatred for you, a perpetual hatred. Matter of fact, I wanted to start somewhere else, but I'll go ahead and get that, because that came to mind. This devil has had a perpetual hatred against the Israelites. Let's see, 35. Is it 35? 36 and 5? Maybe it's 35. Nope. There we go. Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. And this, you start up reading the chapter, it's speaking of Esau Edom. This is prophesied against Esau Edom, the so-called white man who is in rulership today, who is also known in the scriptures as the wicked, who covered the faces of the judges thereof, who whitewashed all the images of the so-called Israelites. Well, not the so-called Israelites, but to cover up the images of the Israelites through iconoclasm. But covered up the images of the Heavenly Father, covered up the images of his son, Yahushai, changed the names, changed the image from a dark-skinned man to a white, pale, leprous image. So Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time that their iniquity had an end. So Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred against the Israelites. And that hatred, just because it looked like it disappeared for a while, they were all cool, buddy, you can come wash the dishes in our restaurants, whatever the fuck, you can come do the house cleaning or whatever. That don't mean that they don't hate you. That they not looking for any way to get rid of you, as you see from this guy. And they're going after everybody. Even people that not even committed a crime. I was looking at a thing, this guy protesting what's going on over there in Gaza, and he's getting deported, and he's a citizen. Well, not a citizen, but he's not a citizen, but he's being deported for protesting. But anyway, you Jakes, you're gonna learn the hard way that this is not your friend, this is not your buddy, this guy does not have your best interest. And I'm going to read verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So because you ain't hate blood, you shed the blood of the Israelites continually. Like there's a town called Goliad over here in Texas that I've been meaning to go check out. And they have these two main trees out there next to I think in the judiciary area. And they're called like the hanging trees. And one tree they would hang, the Southern Kingdom, the Negroes. The other tree they would hang Mexicans, so-called Issachar, or the so-called Mexicans, the tribe of Issachar. And they even loved that so much that they had a restaurant built called the Hanging Tree. It's still around. This is history. But anyway, hey, they got a lot of blood on their hands, and blood is going to pursue them. And ultimately, they're going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire from the ICBMs. And those that survive, the elites that survive in the bunkers, where they're going to be hiding out, they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery. But this devil has had a perpetual hatred against you, Jake. And just because you Northern Kingdom, you think you come here, you get a citizenship, whatever like that, they do not like you. They hate you. And you're finding out now. Whoever don't look like a so-called white person, hey, they getting it. Because how many Irish people, how many Canadians that you see, getting deported by ICE? And how many Germans do you see getting deported by ICE? They just make it look like all the illegal people, those are just people from, down south of the border. But anyway, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. And who's our number one enemy? That besides all the other nations, the number one enemy who's in power right now, who's showing himself to be your enemy, who's not only showing, but constantly showing himself to be your enemy, is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So never trust thine enemy. Never trust him. Not one point. It don't matter if he's calling you sir, if he's smiling in your face, if he bought you a drink, if he bought you bought you a car. Whatever. Never trust this nigga. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So iron is going to rust. It's the composition of the iron. Because iron is what rust is called iron oxide. All rust is oxidizing of the iron, the oxidization of the iron. And oxygen is in the air we breathe. So iron can't help but rust. It's going to happen. It is a part of its nature. So, like Esau Edom, who is the wicked, guess what? It's a part of his nature to be wicked. It's who he is, the wicked. So you can't stop iron from rusting. It don't matter how much you steel wool that iron, scrape it away, put the WD-40, the BP blaster or PB blaster on it. It don't matter. It's gonna rust. It's gonna show up eventually. This devil, hey, he's been constantly showing you his wickedness, and hey, that rust on that devil is showing. And it's only going to get worse. Because ultimately, hey, he's going to come down with that MOTB. You got to get it. Even, what was it? Right now, they're giving away citizenships. You can buy a citizenship. You think that's going to end the prejudice, end the discrimination? You're still going to get harassed. And you're going to be out a couple of $1 million. Your stupid ass. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So though he comes lowly and all this kind of stuff, looks all friendly and smiling and whatnot, wears a suit and tie or however, do not trust this devil no matter what. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So you know not to trust this devil. He gonna say something. He gonna try to bring you a gift, and that fucking gift is fucking fried chicken and watermelon. You're like, man, what the fuck is this? He's gonna bring you something that's a fucking sombrero and some races. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't even know how to mariachi and shit. What the fuck is this? Nigga, you fucking asshole. But you know this devil is a fucking devil. You just watch him. Watch him. It's gonna show up. This devil is gonna show himself eventually. All you gotta do is watch him. And if you're watching this devil right now, you know that he's showing himself to be a devil. And if you can still trust in him, hey, that's on you. This is verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Hey, look at the so-called Native Americans. He's done taking their entire land. This was a Gad for Reuben, Simeon, Gad. And he's taken over this whole place and put them in the reservations. And then he wants that reservation land too. Even a few months, like what was that, back in January, looking to deport, some of the Navajos. Looking to deport them too, even though they were here before them. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So you're not supposed to have this devil nowhere near you. He's supposed to be out there in the out there breaking up rocks or some shit. He ain't supposed to be nowhere near you. Verse 13. And this is the point, Lord willing, I'll remember and I'll title the lesson this, but this was one of the scriptures that came to mind. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, and 12 and 13. Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 13. So like a little excited. Who will pity a charmer that is bidden with a serpent, or any as such come nigh wild beasts? So who will pity a charmer? You playing with snakes? You playing with Esau, Edom? Who's going to pity you? You playing with a wild animal. You playing with the wicked. We're not going to pity you. You playing with the enemy. And then you're like, oh, I thought they were just going to get criminals. You don't think that they look at you like a criminal? Let's see here. Sirach chapter 13 and verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So, like, he came, every politician, they have these campaign promises. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. And what they constantly playing on the media, oh, these criminals, these illegal criminals and stuff like that, we're going to deport them. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So he can get your vote. And so your dumbass will go and do that. So if he be for your profit, he will use thee. So hey, he used you to get that vote, to get in that office. Even though the Electoral College decides everything, the votes don't really matter, but he's still using your support. Still showing that you supporting him. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So now that you've been used up, your use is done. Now, hey, you're the enemy now. Who cares? If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear, and he will not be sorry for it. He's going to take everything that you got. He's going to take you for everything. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. So, that right there, you were deceived. You got tricked. You trusted in your enemy and you got tricked. Here it is, speaking all sweetly to you. I'm going to get rid of all the criminals, including you. You thought you were a part of that make America great again. Nope. I mean, yeah, you're a part of it. You getting the fuck out of here. He would speak fair. He would speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? So again, hey, you got deceived. Playing over a snake and you got tricked, you got bit. This is Isaiah 31, and I'll start at verse 1, and I'll just read verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So you trust in Egypt. Here, this is spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. You trust in this place. You trust in this place because they're strong. They got military might. They got money, this and that, whatever. They look like they're doing good. You trust in this whore. You trust in oppression. Here it is. This place has done nothing but oppress the entire earth. And you trusting in man. But you're not looking to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, who can truly give you freedom, who can save you from this. And save you from the destruction to come. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So you trust in Egypt. You trust in the power that's here. And you leaned on it, and now you got pierced. Now you see what's going on, what it's really about. You thought they were just going to get the criminals out, and now you're getting deemed as a criminal. Now you're being looked at. But you said, hey, they're just looking at everybody that looks Hispanic. So, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So you trust in, Nero. Hey, it's gonna wind up hurting you. You trust in this devil, it's gonna hurt you. And this is all just a part of the curses. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Southern and the Northern Kingdom, we're cursed. We're under these curses. And through the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, in these last days, he's woken up men, starting with the Rabbi Abba Vivens, and now through his leadership, we have today the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who are teaching in truth, who have woken up by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and are able to see. So we understand that we're under these curses, that this is a part of our experience here on earth. So I'm going to start here at Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Because we couldn't keep the commandments, guess what? The curses would come upon us. Now that Yahushai has given his life to redeem Israel, and we have a chance to come back, to come back and understand why we're under these curses, and we're waiting for Yahushai to come back to fully, once he returns, we're going to receive new bodies. The spirit is going to be put within us to where we can't break these curses. We can't break the commandments anymore and be under these curses. It'll only be the blessings. But a part of these curses, terrible things. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And if you read down all the way to verse 68, all these curses, and you can look, these curses also are an identifier. You can look at all these curses, and if you can identify them, identify with them, hey, you most likely are an Israelite. So all these curses, but I'm going to jump down to verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So hey, we're only going to be oppressed here. That's the point. We're in the land of our captivity. We're under our enemy's rule. He's the head, we're the tail. We have to go to our enemy for the want of all things. Verse 64, we'll be scattered into different lands, serving their gods. Here it is. We're in captivity. We're being oppressed. You're only going to be oppressed here, Jake. And you trusting in the enemy, hoping they would save you from criminals and whatnot. You're only going to be oppressed more. Because look what happens to you. Now you're looked at as a criminal. And I'm going to close out with this. Because, hey, we've woken up to the truth. We don't trust in this devil. We separated from this devil completely. As best we can, starting with the mind. Because we ain't nowhere we can go. We had to use his monetary system. We understand that we're under these curses. We still got to go to work. We got to pay taxes. We got to drive his cars. We got to do his stuff. We got to eat the food that's provided here. We got to drink the water that's provided here. And this is what we got to deal with until our Savior, Yahushua, returns. Until he comes and redeems us. So, this is Psalms 18, and I'll start at verse 1. I will love thee, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, my strength. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is everything to us. He's our protection. He is everything. He's going to save us. He's sending his son, Yahushua, to save us. He strengthens us, especially if you considered what's getting ready to take place. If you knew everything that was getting ready to take place, the famines, the destruction, thermonuclear destruction, people starving to death, people dying of disease, World War III. If you knew all this was coming, and you ain't have Yahushua, you didn't know those names, you didn't know the names of the Heavenly Father, you didn't know any of that. I mean, you ain't really got nothing. But we understand that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to send his son. He's going to rescue his people, which are the Israelites. And that knowledge strengthens us, knowing that what's getting ready to take place, we can't deliver ourselves from that. Where are we going to go? The whole earth is going to be feeling this heat when it turns up. But the only ones that are going to be saved out of it are the elect. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power and my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is our protection. He's our provider. So we don't have to go to Esau. We don't have to vote. We don't have to hope that Esau will treat us equally. When the scriptures say the Israelites are the best, the Israelites are supposed to be higher than everybody. But, and we got, like the point's been made, and we got Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to look up to. We got Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that can save us from the true criminal of the earth. And Lord willing, this has been edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone And peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.